our national anthem.
What's happening, film dorks? Welcome to Filmstuffs LITE. I'm Jake S. Weisman, broadcasting from the epicenter of independent cinema. I'm trying something new. We're going to see if this works. The whole point of Jelly Roll Chicago has been to experiment with different media in terms of video and what best supports me. And I found StreamYard, which is a lot of fun, and it helps me get the ideas out quicker. I've been doing these shows every Thursday for the past couple of months where I interview independent filmmakers, and it's been so much fun. I've just been wanting to do more of it. Sorry if it looks like I'm just like incredibly baked. I'm looking down at my screen in front of you and also trying to look at you right there. So, what is this show? This show is going to be broken down into it's just me going through some stuff, talking. I'm going through some stuff. I everything's opening up. The movies are opening back up, and I'm interested in it. I don't know how much I want to go back to the movies, although I'll tell you, I just set up a trip to go back to Vermont. Bones helped me set up a trip to go back to Vermont, and I have to kill some time in Chicago. And immediately I thought, oh man, it would be fun to go sit in a movie theater all day. And that's the first time I thought that in a while. Um, that being said, I only have to think about it for 2 seconds before I realize, or a couple of minutes before I realize I'm still not really ready to go back into the movie theater world. Nothing, the box office is as big as it's ever been because real movies are opening up. I'll talk about that for a second, but the show, I'm going to try and come on for an hour every day and just kind of bust things down, talk about what I feel like talking about. We'll drink coffee. I have coffee and bubbly, and I have water. So as I'm doing this, I'm realizing how close to real life Ben Foodman I am. Like the fake character that I do is actually just me, and now I'm doing it, and I don't know how I feel about that. So please comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Look out for me because we're going to try and do this. So every episode I'm going to read an article, and then we're going to scour Reddit together, and then I'll tell you about a movie that I like, and then we'll wrap it up. But if the conversation's just heating up, hey, whatever. Please hang out at jellyrollchicago.com. Please, I don't know. I'm excited to do this. I don't see movie news quite like this. So let's just talk. I'll talk about whatever it is you want to talk about. But until then, I'm here, and hopefully we'll have some guests through. I'm going to try and do this 6 days a week, and hopefully I'll be able to get some guests on to just talk real casual, and then I'm going to keep doing Thursdays. The show will be every day except for Thursday, which is when I do Film Stuffs Live, which is, our flagship program here. And we'll keep doing that, talking to amazing filmmakers. But here is just, it's going to be a little looser. Obviously, I just enjoy it. I think I'm going to try talking a lot because I know I can talk a lot, but I never really try it. Except Bones knows when I go off. So this is my way of still being in the world of film and cinema and movie theaters. And also, I don't want to go back, or maybe we'll see in real time when I decide to go back, how quickly that snaps for me when I'm like, okay. But excuse me, I'm going to be reading this article today. Let me show you this article from the New York Times about returning to the movie theater. And I've only read the first, I only read the first paragraph, but it is some like really film dorky shit. It's not super accessible unless you're like, it's truly like going to art cinema in New York City. And I don't know, I've never been that kind of like, whatever attitude towards like that. But New York Times is like trying, it seems like go see Quiet Place 2 and go see a movie that any of us are going to go see. You'll see what I'm talking about, because it's like, this very, he wrote the article. This is slanderous. He allegedly wrote the article wearing a beret and smoking a cigarette from a very long holder. So we'll get back to that when we feel like getting back to that. Happy Memorial Day. Thank you to our vets and everybody else who's just put up with shit in this country. This is Memorial Day. Take it easy. I just wanted to get started on a Monday. I didn't mean necessarily for it to be Memorial Day, but let's get it started on a Monday and get it started right before June. Let's get this started. All right. Okay, so if you've been watching Film Stuffs Live, you've been knowing that I put up my own feature film scrapers onto Amazon Prime, and you can still watch it there. It costs $3.99 plus tax. We wanted to get it as close to $4.20 as possible. It's a romantic stoner comedy. I posted about it on Facebook on $4.20, telling people, hey, it's free. Go watch it. It's a great romantic stoner comedy. We try. And it took a couple of days, or maybe I clicked that day and it wasn't free anymore. And this led us to a weeks long kind of thing, being like, what's going on with Amazon? Why is Amazon taking off our movies for free? They're still keeping our movies on, but as independent filmmakers without distributors, like independent distributors, really, like me and my friends that are just uploading our movies, it's the kiss of death. Like, you have to find this movie, and then when you find it, you have to pay money. Like, it should just be included with Prime. That was kind of the deal. But ever since, the whole interactive nature of Video Prime and Amazon truly has been a scheme from the beginning. I remember when they put it up, and it was like, upload your scripts, check out each other's scripts, and maybe your show will even become an Amazon Prime original. When it started, that was what they were pitching. And then they picked their shows, and it was all shows by like showrunners, like actual people who've done TV shows in the past. And I learned pretty quickly that it was a way of swirling up a community, which is like beautiful, right? What a cool idea. Also, like, come on, which is my entire reaction to Amazon Prime since this whole thing began. If you go back to prior episodes and watch, it's like, how dare you kick me off of your platform that I've been making money off of for free and not giving you much of anything. Like, you're basically giving me free rent, and I'm, I can't garner. You've let me stay on long enough. You let me stay on long enough, okay. That's cool. Uh, I didn't get the clicks. I didn't get what I needed. So now people have to pay. There is a conclusion to all of this, and it all makes perfect sense now. And maybe I'm being a little naive or simplistic about the entire situation, but if you've been following, Amazon Prime just bought MGM Studios for $9 billion with a B. They figured out all of their James Bond problems and just said, you know what? Instead of spending a ton of money for one movie, why don't I just buy the studio? Okay. It was kind of a baller move. With that, though, is hundreds of thousands of hours of content because they do movies and they do television. It didn't take long for my friends on Facebook to be like, so is Stargate coming back? I'm like, I get, okay. My first thought was MGM UA distributed all of the Don Bluth cartoons. And so what does that mean? They're talking about Rocky. They're talking about, I think it's RoboCop. There's a lot, it's just IP after IP. So why would you keep? And they're still doing me a favor. That's the bummer of it, is like I can't really complain too much because they're still kind of doing me a favor by keeping the movie on Amazon in the first place. They could kick me off outright, and we'll see if that even happens. If they make so much more money with their IPs and everything, I have no problem believing whatsoever that they'll just like kick me off. And then I'll have to find a way to sell DVDs. I did recently, I own filmstuffs.com now. We're going to try and integrate and synergize. We keep talking about this grand indie tube. It's a lofty thought and fun to imagine. And I logistically is a dream, right? I don't know. Is it a channel on an established platform? Would we be able to get our own platform? I have people that I'm connected to on Facebook that just started their own platform with their own way of doing business. Like, it's not just a plain monthly tier. I don't want to give their name just yet because they just launched, and I want to give them a little bit of time before I'm like, what the hell are you guys doing? Because I'm all for trying new things. I think there's a Joe Rogan podcast where Bert Kreischer is talking about, maybe it's Your Mom's House or something with Tom Segura, where this is my life. I've done, this is the meme that I constantly repeat. I know. Oh, I'm a fool. I'm sorry. I kind of lost my train of thought there. Bert Kreischer is saying, if all the comics decided to pick a platform and all go on this comedy platform, then theoretically they could shift things. But until then, and no one's really willing to do it. So until then, you do Netflix and get paid because Netflix has the money and they want the content and they're surefire. So yes, surprised Pikachu indeed. Indeed. That's that. That's MGM. Like, it was pretty much dead in the water. I don't really know though. Ooh, there's a new Danny video. I don't really know. It must just be the movie studio because MGM, like, the casino is insane. So I don't know where the business splits up where the umbrella is bought. $9 billion with a B is a very lot of money. So, but now they own a movie studio, and that means that we're closer to Amazon and Bezos buying out some movie theater chain. I heard that like Cinemark left Chicago not because they've been trying to leave Chicago and they had a lease issue. So, they make it seem like, oh, the movie theaters are shutting down. Cinemark like wanted to get the hell out. So that's not a fair one-to-one. So I don't know if any theaters are up for grabs right now. AMC got caught up in that Reddit bullshit. I don't know what that means. I don't know who's willing to give up. I don't know what they're willing to pay. $9 billion is a lot. And I don't know if they're willing to keep throwing down for a movie theater. Like a movie theater is our movie theaters antiquated. This is something that we've been trying to figure out. Like, I mean, a movie theater chain like an AMC, a Cinemark, a Regal, because we know the independents are going to come back in full force. And honestly, guys, the box office was kind of killer this weekend. And it kind of just snapped back to normal a little bit. I don't have the exact numbers in front of me, but Quiet Place 2 finally did release. That was the movie we were going to drop the week after everything fell apart. The week everything fell apart, we were dropping The Hunt, which was a week after we showed Pixar's Onward. And we were all just amping up to do Quiet Place 2. And it all fell apart. So Quiet Place 2 came out, Cruella came out, we're still rolling off of Saw. Saw didn't do much, but Saw's, if a movie is good, a movie will get seen. If the reviews are good, people will come. If things are open, okay, I don't know how things are getting done now. We're going to read this article. We're going to see how people deal with the virus now that everything is open and half of us are vaccinated and half of us are whatever. But Quiet Place 2 beat out Cruella by quite a bit. Quiet Place 2 is a Paramount release, exclusive to theaters. Cruella is available for $30 on Disney Plus. Now, if you have a family and you are, how many people do you need in your family to go see Cruella to make it worth like going to the theater versus going to Disney Plus and just watching it at home for $30? It's like 35 with tax, I assume. Maybe a little less, probably less, right? Meanwhile, we were just having a conversation about suiting up the kids and bringing them out. It's not, Quiet Place 2 is not a kids movie. So we'll see how that continues to perform. So many numbers are up in the air with all these streaming services and stuff. Like, no one can tell me if Zack Snyder's Justice League was an absolute success or if it was a bomb. I think they're like for the first 2 weeks it was a success and now it's kind of leveling out. So will people even come? They did $5 million for Quiet Place 2 on a Thursday night. That's good. That's people coming. I can tell you that from experience. That's people coming on a Thursday night. That means that means you're good for the week. And it's Memorial Day weekend. It wasn't an accident. They did this all on purpose. So it's an interesting thing because Lord knows the theaters want everything to go back to normal. If this is them saying, oh, thank goodness, after spending an entire pandemic pretending like there wasn't a pandemic and some actually reprehensible behavior that I'm not letting off the hook. I see you not saying stuff. NATO and the National Association. Is it the National Association of Theater Owners or the North American Theater Owners? It's good. They call it NATO. And I absolutely couldn't disagree more with every way that they went about this. No care for their employees. Movie theaters everyone's looking out for themselves, and that is the kind of shitty opening card, right, to a better fight. Like the title card is all the streaming wars. Like, what is Amazon doing? What is Netflix doing? How are the theaters interacting with all this stuff? The opening fight that no one gives a shit about is all of the employees that lost their jobs, all of the employees that weren't allowed to leave as these people wouldn't let them. I know people that were not let to go. They were not allowed to go on furlough and get real money. They had to stay and do whatever. And now everything's opening. And if I really wanted to do some investigative journalism, I would ask, and you know what? It's still a little raw. I'm still a little raw about it. And now that everything's opening up and everyone's just going to be like, oh, thank goodness our independent neighborhood theater is open. That's cool. But I got to tell you, it was an unfair fight. And we got knocked out in the first 30 seconds. We got fucked up. So I'm a little salty. And I think that's because we didn't know that we were in the opening card. Who knew? No one told me. We just kind of figured it out by chance, me and my bones. All right, everyone. I've been rambling for a long time. I have this article that I want to get through, and I will probably we'll see how much I stop through it. The title of this is, and I'm sorry, my glasses. I don't wear my glasses because they reflect, but it's easier to read with my glasses. The zombie mall weirdness of going to the movies again. New York Times by Joshua Rothkopf. May 28th, 2021. So it's a couple days ago. If people have a more timely article, send it my way, please. Okay. Total escapism will have to wait, though, as we get used to watching movies with sparse, socially distant crowds and abundant rules. I will give you guys a little bit more of a warning that I wasn't always the best reader, so I'll be really good by the end of this, by the end of this year. All right, by Josh Rothkopf. I'm finally back at the film forum watching porn. Not really, but I might as well be. Languorous, perfectly toned bodies writhe in La Piscine, the 1969 French erotic thriller taunting us from the screen. The stars, Alain Delon, Romy Schneider, and Jane Birkin, are impossibly beautiful and shirtless. Party guests mingle, super spreading their way to bad decisions. The flirting is criminal. Like, all right. Oh, it's so... I must keep reading. It's like that Chappelle bit. Like, did he come? So, all right. Out in the audience, we sit stock still at appropriately safe distances. There are 25 of us, tops. One attendee lowers her face, covering a few inches, as if to catch a whiff of tanning lotion and Michel Langrad's sultry music. Viewers around her tense up. An usher is summoned, discreetly asking for compliance. She raises her mask, but the employee lingers for a moment, making sure it sticks. This is much better than what happened at a midday screening of Federico Fellini's La Strada, when a flare-up over smuggled-in snacks threatened to plunge the anticipatory mood into fury. Okay. Yes. people are going to be smuggling in snacks. And now people are going to have to be even harder about it. We were pains in the ass about it. If it were up to me, you could do it. But you know what? If every time you sneak in snacks, you're actually ripping the roof off of us. You're tearing the back out of us, and you're going to kill your theater. It's the only way we make money. Whenever somebody would complain, I would say, thank you so much for keeping our theater in business. Because, like, I know you think you're special because you can get a 6-pack of fucking, sorry, but of High Life for the same as a can at my movie theater. Like, yes, no shit. People are gonna smuggle in snacks. I had somebody. I don't know why it sticks out to me. I think it's just like the blatancy of it all, where she had Chipotle. There was Chipotle down the street, and people would always sneak it in. You know, you try and catch it all, but she had it like in her arm, and I was like, "You can't bring that in the theater. Please finish it." And she goes and steps back, and then waits for me. I'm doing the box office, waits for the line to go, and then she's gone, and I don't see her anywhere. And then the next time I go, I know exactly what theater she's in. I sold her the damn ticket. I go, and she's out there eating her open-faced burrito like it's, and I called her out. I said, go out there. I told you need to go out there and eat. Like, I don't want to do this. Someone asked me if they could eat inside 4 hours before their show, and I gave them a look, and they're like, you looked at me like I'm homeless. Why would you give me that look? And I was like, because you're 4 hours early to your damn show. Anyway, the point is, people are going to be doing this now that movie theaters are open. It doesn't matter that you're look at what an artsy fartsy awesome theater this guy is at. This guy is at a theater for cinephiles, for people who love movies, for people who don't want to, like, they're supposed to love movies, right? So much. The second they can sneak in movie theater candy, they do. Lord knows what this art house theater is making any money. Probably has an endowment, maybe has a grant to it, but anything that they sell in concession is going right to their employees. You're not, I don't know if it's going to their employees. I don't know what the hell they do. It might be going to, sneakies up in the upper tops. That's why I'm starting to talk like a John Lennon song. So let's continue. That being said, like, this is not unexpected, and it fucked up a movie in a cinephile. Like, it's for cinephiles. It's a movie theater for people who like movies. This should be the best behaved theater. Scenes from film going in New York above in the photos below. Audiences are back at the AMC Village 7 and Angelica, but the city's social distancing rules are still in effect. So this movie theater is not the theater that dude was talking about. That's not the theater dude was talking about. Listen, don't get me started. The things that I had to it was weird. That wasn't a fun one, because it was like, no, I just, like, yeah, here, come camp out. When people would camp out for hours, it was like rough. But that one stuck with me. That was rough. Okay, so this movie theater is like a movie theater that people go to. Look at this guy. That's so funny. Why are you taking a picture of me? Oh shit, I fucked it up. Oh no. There we go. You can see it though. Is like why are you? Don't take a picture of me. I don't like it. I think it's before the movie starts. The lights are on. The flood, or I guess it's a flash, but like, these aren't the people coming to see Fellini's La Strada. Maybe they are, but he's not talking about the Angelica 7 or whatever. He's not talking about that. Okay. As ever, the movies are showing us a reality of what's out of reach. That gap feels especially wide now as New York's art houses and multiplexes reopen shakily, and the CDC relaxes safety guidelines, a development that has only added to the friction. The experience of being back isn't quite what it used to be, or at least not yet. Bathrooms are spotless to a spooky degree. The slick smell of popcorn butter, the oddly comforting aroma of Hollywood itself hasn't returned so far. Concessions are unavailable in many theaters, and they're starting a fight about snuck-in candy. Confusing. Make your point clearer, sir. Deserted lobbies and empty escalators add to the overwhelming zombie mall weirdness of it all, which is what they used in the headline. Beautiful headline. Thank you, everyone, for sticking around. I think it's fun just talking to people. This is going way better than I thought. I guess I can just go and go and go. Coffee is not hurting anything. Okay, what was I hoping to find? Can you feel phantom FOMO for something that isn't even happening? That is so deep. That is so deep. Before the pandemic, I went to the movies for a living, never realizing how important the going was. During lockdown, the movies tracked me down considerably via streaming links. Tracked me down via streaming links when that was the only option. Sometimes it felt like pretending. For more than a year, I've been desperate to return the favor and have now embarked on a fact-finding mission across the city, like Martin Sheen heading upriver in Apocalypse Now. Hopefully you forget how that one ends. Guys, I'll be honest, I don't even want to finish this because this guy is so up his own ass with his writing. Like, I can't even handle this. Like, you can hear I started reading it away, and as I keep reading it, like cool words, dude. Like, tell me a story. What is this? Can you feel phantom FOMO for something that isn't even happening? I went to what does that mean? Before the pandemic, I went to the movies for a living, never realizing how important the going was. During lockdown, the movies tracked me down. What does that mean? Tracked me down, like found me, or does it mean something that I don't understand? Like held me down. The movies tracked me down considerably. Phantom FOMO, that's what I'm saying, right? Like, that's repetitive, isn't it? Fear of missing out, phantom fear of missing out. Okay, good point, dog. Can you feel phantom fear of missing out for something that isn't even happening? Phantom fear of missing out for something that isn't even happening. Either you fear FOMO or you don't. Okay. It's not like a missing limb. Thank you, sir. Agreed. Like lynx tracked me down. Like what? Like you're prey on a safari? The fuck are you talking about? I didn't expect to get this heated. Like, I just don't like. What are you talking about? Let's keep reading, and maybe it'll tell me what the hell it's talking about. This is fun. I'm having a good time, guys. We're having fun. Only the fully vaccinated should be witnessing this. Wait. I was during lockdown. The movies tracked me down considerately. See, I don't read right. It's considerately. Track me down considerately. Not considerably. I feel like an idiot now. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate you. Nonetheless, it does make a little more sense. The movies kindly found him by way of like email links. And he felt like that was pretending. Sometimes it felt like pretending for more than a year. Like, that kind of sucks though, because these are real people's movies. Like, not everyone gets that's the problem with all this. No one gets the consideration that's the easiest way for people to actually get watched. No one's coming to my movie theater in the theater. So you're creating this, you're insisting on this thing. You're insisting on a way it needs to be. And how he feels, and that it feels like pretending watching a movie outside of the movie theater. And I guess I understand the romanticism of that. And obviously this movie is just like, or this article is lacquered in saccharin. It's like covered in honey. It's romantic as fuck. So how am I supposed to even like give it a proper anything when it's like so like dripping with all right. I've been in desperate I want to give the guy credit. And this article ain't working for me. And basing an entire person's work on one article is not fair. I'm just trying to get to what the point is, and it kind of feels like some people could make a documentary where they like host the documentary and like Michael Moore, it's a Michael Moore movie, but he's pretty good about talking about the stuff that he's talking about. There are other documentaries that try to do a Michael Moore type thing where like the host and the host's journey, the journey of the documentary and what they learn ends up being the point of the documentary as opposed to whatever it is that they're talking about. And they kind of get in the way of their own point. And that's what this feels like. It just is kind of like I need to cut through the weeds to actually figure it out. That being said, I'm being so rude. And if this, I'm being so rude because I'm not actually like sitting here reading it. No, and I don't intend to. I don't know from any of that Q shit, and I don't want to like even entertain it, to be honest with you. Even though a good conspiracy is all well and good, but like I don't like it. Only the fully vaccinated should be witnessing this. That's certainly not the case. After waiting the suggested 2 weeks for my second Moderna shot in late March, a sluggish day that felt like a system reboot, that's true, I rejoined the company of filmgoers. It felt vaguely like getting away with something you knew you shouldn't be doing. Okay, I hear you. It's not on the conspiracy, it's on the people. I still need a little distance from these people, to be perfectly fair. It's not right now. I'm trying to watch things that are halfway entertaining, and I know that this will be like good. I trust you 100%. And I can tell you right now, even watching these people, it won't be entertaining. It'll be like me reading this fucking article, but like even crazier. All right, man. I thought I was gonna get to all this stuff, and we're already like in. I agreed, like totally agreed. I don't agreed. So that's why I don't mess with it, because I just don't. It's not fun. That's not fun for me. Yelling about this is fun for me. All right. That's certainly not the case. Okay, shouldn't be doing it. Here, look at these butter machines. You can't put your own butter on because of cinema. Oh, this guy is eating popcorn under a mask. And this belly button is out. Oh, they snuck in food. Look. I'd be so pissed off if I ran a movie theater and let motherfuckers take pictures for the New York Times, and they took a picture of these people sneaking in food. Ah! I hope they sell all this crap there, but that's so funny to me. Like, what a spit in the eye with your belly button and your snuck in food. No apologies. The excitement of being back, however, tinged by free-floating nervousness, can't be downplayed. I drank in Tarkovsky's art film mirror like so many vodka flights, every mysterious windswept field of liquid interluding, frizzing my synapses. Amazingly, my tiny Eleanor Bunin Film Center audience greeted the end credits to a robust chorus of woos, possibly a first for Tarkovsky. You really think? Whatever. Woos! Woos! Maybe we were cheering the mere idea of surviving a film together. A theater worker dismissed us row by row. We obeyed like good little school children. There's something performative about returning to the movies right now. The laughing is louder, perhaps. It's compensation for all the taped off rows, all the dead space. We've become the film ourselves, telegraphing our emotions in ways that can only. Like, that's exactly what you're doing. That's exactly what this writer is doing right now. We've become the film ourselves, telegraphing our emotions in ways that only 14 months of mouth obscured masking can spur. Case in point, Orson Welles' chatty 1973 documentary F for Fake is amusing in a purring intellectual way. But it's not the riot that a few superfans at the Paris Theater in Midtown were clearly having. Yeah, I guess. I had a party once. That's the film dork in me. I visited a bunch of film kids in Orlando, and they had mulled wine and played F for Fake. It was great. I miss those guys. It helps to bring your own enthusiasm. Otherwise, a mind can wander to the whooshing air conditioning units, freshly refitted with the required MERV 13 filters, and somehow louder than memory serves. Is the ceiling too low? Was that a cough or a chuckle? Don't let yourself get too distracted, or you'll be demoted from paying customer to cop. My goodness. And this is like trying to get people back to the theater. Is that what's going on? Is this like a puff piece for movie theaters in New York? I'm still trying to figure out what the hell this is, other than like one man's eyes wide shut through the New York City reopening of movie theater. At Brooklyn's Alamo Draft House on reopening night, House of Wax, the morbid cocktail bar / museum, was curtained off and dormant. A shame. The foyer, carpeted in patterned orange to look like the Overlook Hotel at The Shining, was unusually quiet. Still, a temperature taker greeted me as if a party were in full swing. Sliding into my booth for Guy Ritchie's pounding Wrath of Man, the sheer volume transported me for the first time in months. We can have dumb things again. A toothpick spearing burger wafted by on a tray. Are they insane? I mean, are they insane? Feeling invulnerable, I decided to test the kitchen. An order off menu. My shake, half chocolate, half strawberry, arrived with a straw. I knew I could slip under my mask. Jason Statham bros to my left and right tucked kernels of popcorn under theirs. And here's a picture of one of those theaters. It'd be nice if they told us. Maybe. Maybe. Oh. As fine a time as I'm having. Oh my god, how much? Oh my god, you guys. Let's see if I can bust ass through this, or like, I don't know. As fine a time as I'm having, it's just like being home, but louder and larger. The communal experience is far too polite to sustain a proper action buzz. That will change in time as crowd sizes ramp up in the coming weeks, along with the fear factor. But what's the alternative? It's almost too scary to consider. Blessed with an old school marquee and a loyal crowd, the regal UA Court Street in Brooklyn Heights has long been my cozy local, a treasured destination for a Thursday night horror film. Spiral, the new Saw reboot starring Chris Rock and Samuel L. Jackson, should have fit the bill perfectly, even in its sloggy, imperfect form. But an opening night and a grand total of 6 people sullenly staked out their spots in the otherwise empty house. One of them was my wife, discovering that masks can be handy eye blockers if you ever want to avoid the sight of gore. So listless was our engagement. No one complained when a back row viewer had an hour-long argument on her phone. So listless was our engagement. No one complained when a back row viewer had an hour-long argument on her phone. Some forms of torture are more entertaining than others, I guess. For the saddest vision of the current purgatory of multiplex moviegoing, a visit to the AMC Empire 25 in Times Square reveals a post-apocalyptic setting in need of characters. Virtually no one is in the lobby. 2 teenage girls. Are they the last human beings left alive, taking selfies on a vacant upper mezzanine? Still higher I go. Somewhere there's a rumbling of Godzilla, or it could be King Kong. At the theater, it's empty. Daniel Craig's voice barking at a trailer from October's already thrice delayed James Bond film, No Time to Die, echoes. If we don't do this, there'll be nothing left to save. Maybe 2000. Sorry, guys. I can't anymore. He's just going off. Number fewer than 10 in the theaters. Everyone did their best. Deep dish irony. It's just movie reviews. It's just like veiled movie reviews and talking about going to the theater, I guess. So it is his journey. So fuck me. I'll read the very last one. At the Paris, there was no red carpet. There was no line. There was no crowd to speak of. There was free popcorn, and I plopped down in my 5th row seat and turned out the handful of people behind me. Kicking back, I did my best Robert De Niro in Cape Fear, sans cigar, cracked a wide smile, and let the grade A nonsense wash over me. The movie is already on Netflix in case you're interested, but you really had to be there. So there you go. Thank you for sitting through all that. I really thought that would be better. I thought they would be talking about like real things, and I guess I got plenty of content out of it. To be fair, um, I got plenty of content out of it. To be fair, I apologize right now to that author, the Koth guy. You know, he wanted to tell his story about what it's like to, it was a way and now it's not a way. And he definitely painted that picture that it was a way and now it's not that way. And he saw these movies and he has very good ways of kind of glibly reviewing the movies along with his experience at each of the theaters. So I guess as far as his intention goes, he is successful, and I am the asshole for yelling about it. I don't know what I was expecting. I don't know what I'm looking for. I don't know what I'm expecting. I really just want to know what I guess I want to know what it's like, but like that's a weird. How is that is that relatable? Is that trying to get me to go to the movies? Is that just like my life was movies? Like I'm a little lost. But maybe it's my fault. That's fine. Dude, that must be rad to get published in the New York Times, especially about movies. And like that's the dream. He's living the dream, that guy. but also I don't find it, like I was talking, it's a good thing you brought that up, because it's like I don't particularly find that entertaining. And if that was like a light entertainment piece, that wasn't very entertaining. And if that was supposed to be like, I don't know what kind of informative piece that was supposed to be. Okay. So Reddit. I like to go on to the box office subreddit, because that's where a lot of business actually is. It's where like the good movie news kind of is. Um, Lately, it's been really kind of not that great. Let's see what it says for today. And that's what I'll probably be doing, is just we'll go to this subreddit and check out what it is today. And maybe if there's really nothing, I'll go to the movie subreddit. But the movie subreddit is always just kind of like, it's not the stuff I'm looking for particularly. It's reviews, it's talk, criticism, along with other stuff. But I like, this is, like it says here, the business of movies, and that is what I am interested in. And these guys have very strong opinions. All right. Maybe someday I'll be able to afford reflectionless glasses. Raya and the Last Dragon box office surpasses. So that's okay. They keep doing this, like Warner Brothers versus Disney, HBO Max versus Disney Plus. Gives a crap. Avatar 2 and 3 wrapped in New Zealand a year ago, but it's in post-production, naturally. We're going to get Avatar 2 not this December, but the next December. I suspect that'll be a really big deal. It'd be a mistake to release it this year. And you absolutely have to release it in theaters. The problem is we put our 3D machine away because those movies weren't making any money. So everyone's going to have to dust off their 3D machines is what's going to have to happen. And we'll see, because I don't know. Because I don't know, guys. Evangelion, I mean, whatever. $300 million production budget, breakdown of an unnamed major tentpole. I would stay on that if it gave us the name of the tentpole, but I don't care. It's just like, I know. Okay. Marvel, Shang-Chi could be the next Black Panther. There's so much, it's just superhero news, guys. But look, Quiet Place 2 shouts to 70 million plus, Cruella 40 million, like, and then F9 raises to 2. So when is Fast 9 supposed to drop here? I wonder. That's pretty rad. Because it already made a lot of money, so it'll make plenty of money here. What do we got? Why not a quieter play? You know what? I did read that they are calling it a trilogy now. So I think that's why, because they don't want to do a quietest place. That's kind of goofy. It's a little goofy. Now even more quiet. Quiet-ish. Shh, quiet-ish. Quiet player. They always do this, like, oh, it opened 2 years ago. This movie was supposed to set the IMAX record. No shit. I wrote James Bond movie. Oh, the MGM deal gives me chills. Well said, dog. Maybe we'll save this one for tomorrow. That's an interesting one. If you guys are interested in this. Oh no. Oh dear, no. This guy, a GOT fan, always posts the good stuff. China box office, they're doing worldwide because this stuff has been on for a while. Like, this is just release. Not much good. Let's go to the week. Just because we're starting today, let's go to the week. Because today is the first day. So there's some more stuff to talk about, and then tomorrow we'll go back to the daily. Thor: Love and Thunder wraps filming. Cool. That's going to be a great movie. Now they have like what, a year to do whatever they need to do, and Taika is doing great, and the cast is doing great. So good for them. Emily Blunt says, "See, A Quiet Place 2 is second chapter in a trilogy, so it has to be part 3, and it's a little classier." Maybe $57 million Memorial Day opening is huge. That's like really big. That's a good weekend. If this were real life, that would be like a huge, like, be upwards of 100, and we'd be dogged. Aaron Taylor Johnson to play. Okay, I'm calling this right now. This is not going to happen. I'm calling it right now. I don't think there's going to be a Craven movie. Not if there's only 3 chapters. All right, let's see. We're getting down to the last 5 minutes here. Lindsay Lohan. Not the hill I'm going to die on, to be honest with you. I don't. Agreed. John Cena apologizing to China. Wes Anderson dropping a movie. Yeah. People watching Army of the Dead. Yeah. All right. So that is that. I got a quick movie rec to go. Thought I was saving the movie rec for like, in case I ran real short, but since we're running long. Cool Hand Luke, I do believe it's on Netflix right now in America, at least. I can't recommend this enough. I was just talking about it with a friend. If you've seen it before and you haven't seen it in a while, watch it again. If you've never seen it, definitely watch it. I had the pleasure of seeing it in 35 millimeter at the Music Box. Now I sound like that guy who wrote that article, but it was a really nice experience. Oh no. Oh, I thought you were talking about Cool Hand Luke. I haven't watched Army of the Dead yet. I really want to. I've been waiting for Ms. Bones to watch it with me, but it's long, dude. Like, just be succinct once, please. Not my, it's kind of me being a dick, but I would appreciate succinctness in a zombie film. I please. So what I was going to say is that when I saw this at the theater, I had never seen a movie where every single shot feels like a beautiful, it's so well composed. Every shot is so gorgeous, and it's one of my favorite like thematic films. Just forget the last 30 seconds of it, because it gets kind of silly, but everything else, it's just one of my favorite movies. It's a great story. It tells a great story. And I don't know. Don't watch it as like, people didn't like it because it's like, oh, they're making light of the prison system. That's not what it is. The movie's a fucking metaphor. It's not about a real, like, watch it for what they're saying, not for like the realism of the prison camp experience or something. I mean, the director got so much crap for it that he went ahead and made Brubaker later with Robert Redford, which is like an exploration into jails and stuff like that. So check me out, Jelly Roll Chicago. I really appreciate you hanging out with me today. This is new, and I very, very much enjoyed it. Um, today's episode is brought to you by Cool Hand Luke, so definitely give it a shot. It's one of my favorites, and I wanted to kick the show off with a goodie. Thanks for sticking through that whole article. Maybe I'll vet my articles a little better in the future. It was still fun to get angry and off the cuff. I appreciate everybody for hanging out this whole time. And bring your friends. I'll be here 6 days a week. So bring your friends and tell your family if anybody gives a crap. If anyone cares about what I'm even talking about, because this is the stuff I like. I like to not shut up about. If you were wondering what the deal is with this, one time I did a show and my cat sat here, and my cat never came back. I thought he was a goner, but the cat did come back. He just never came back onto the seat. So this is Pico de Gallo, the jellyfish. He will be soon replaced. Bones is making Pico a cousin. And, you know, it's just in case the cat ever does come back, because cats are great for the frame, you see. If I get boring and annoying, the cat is cute, you see. So we have Pico just taking his place, and I just wanted to make sure that was going on. Does anyone have any, before I do wrap things up, are there any last kind of questions? I don't know exactly how to wrap this baby up. But I don't want to overstay my welcome either. So if there are any other questions, no? All right, guys, thank you so much. And I will see you in the future.